So the other day, I was browsing Twitter. Big mistake. The Demon Slayer hype train was in full swing again, and pretty much everyone in my timeline was talking about it. Episode 10 was crazy, Season 3 got announced, everyone was happy. But for every yin, there's a yang. And as I scrolled and scrolled through this god-awful website, it was inevitable that I would come across them. You've probably heard of them. Still can't help the mid-ass story. If Demon Slayer wasn't animated by UFOTABLE, everyone would be calling it Slayer is literally the animation 100% carries the anime on its shoulders. The story and characters are so vanilla. I watched headlines of Monty after being inspired from Demon Slayer is just another shonen.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Demon Slayer, I know it, you all know it, even the anime man, the man notorious for not watching anime, has seen it. But if you somehow don't, well, that's just fine, because there's not a whole lot to explain here. It's a shonen. Tanjiro, the protagonist, must defeat Muzan, the antagonist, in order to save his little sister. And that simple plotline is exactly what I want to discuss in this video, because that seems to be the #1 reason why a lot of anime fans simply dismiss this beautiful show as just another shonen. Because I'm here to argue that it's not. That it's more than that, because Demon Slayer is what I would consider to be a masterclass in anime adaptations. Thought I was gonna say masterpiece, didn't you? Let's not get too ahead of ourselves here. Demon Slayer is carried by its animation, is a sentiment I see being thrown around a lot on the internet, and this is where my first point comes in. Because honestly, I agree. Take away the god tier animation, the pretty visuals, and one of the most epic soundtracks you'll ever find in anime, and what you're left with is a really generic shonen anime with an uncompelling plot and a cast of some annoying characters. But think about this for a moment. Take away the animation, the music, and voice acting of any anime, and what exactly are you left with?
It's something called a book. If you really want some sort of deep and compelling story, go read some George Orwell or some shit, because let's be real, whatever 86 has going on with its depiction of racism isn't exactly realistic.
Anime, let's face it, is a medium that is notorious for being filled with tropes, weird anime logic, and some really degenerate shit. Demon Slayer is carried by its animation, but that doesn't mean it's bad, or even mid. Take the word anime, no, really think about it. And can you guess where the word was derived from? Yeah, it comes from animations. An anime is an anime because it's animated. So what exactly are these people trying to prove when they say that Demon Slayer is carried by its animation, when the animation is literally what makes anime anime? Listen, I'm about to drop a bombshell on you, so if you're someone who actively uses Twitter, you might want to put a diaper on, or at least be in the vicinity of a toilet. But I would watch this over this. I know, I can already hear the angry comments, the unsubscribing, the disliking, not that that's gonna do anything. Hear me out. I'm sure that the One Piece manga is amazing. There's a reason why so many people unanimously agree on the fact that One Piece is the king of shonen. But One Piece, the anime, looks like some hot garbage. And that's not because the story is bad or because the writing fell off. This fault lies entirely within the studio that made it. Because Toei Animation is trash. I'm not gonna go too deeply into it, Kneecaps made a video all about it, but One Piece, the anime, just straight up doesn't look good. Okay, One Piece can look good, but you still have to sit through 100 episodes of filler to even get a taste of the good stuff. And that's not even mentioning some of the stinky shit Toei Animation does, like completely messing up the pacing of the story with loads of filler and episodes more bloated than the K-drama. But I digress. To put this into perspective, I raise you a metaphor. William Shakespeare, the guy who writes in funny English, is recognized across the world as one of the greatest playwrights in all of history. Does that mean your high school drama club's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream is some sort of theatrical masterpiece just because Shakespeare wrote it?
No.
The stage, the props, the acting, and 1,000 other factors that I probably don't know about, these are all things that are just lacking from what you'd find in a high school production as opposed to something like Broadway. No matter how good the source material is, if the budget isn't there to support it, then, well, that's all the end product will be. Mediocre. That's how some of the greatest pieces of fiction ever written in the form of manga are simply butchered in anime form. The phrase, "just read the manga," itself has become somewhat of a meme in the anime community now, but the idea behind it is still understandable. So many good manga are just bottlenecked by the studio it's given to, and the amount of care and work they actually decide to put into the show. Demon Slayer, however, is a rare specimen of a manga adaptation that flips this expectation on its head. Demon Slayer, the anime, is amazing. It takes what the source material had and it brings it to completely new heights that you would have never expected from just reading the manga. Anime in 2022 is saturated, yes. For every Attack on Titan, there's about 100 cheap light novel adaptations that will never get a season 2, forgotten and abandoned. But shows like Demon Slayer is why I love anime, because exceptions do exist, and anime doesn't always have to be the inferior medium to manga. Yes, the characters are one-dimensional, the plot is simple, and people with special abilities fighting demons is a concept that's been done 1,000 times. But despite all of that, I find myself invested in this series, even more so than 90% of the stuff airing this season, because animation, music, and voice acting are legitimate ways for a creator to draw on their audience and make them care, and I don't think anybody is arguing the fact that the work UFOTABLE has put into this anime is some of the best you'll find in the industry. Sometimes an anime doesn't have to make me think, it can make me feel, and I know that sounds like complete YouTuber bullshit, but those types of anime are often what makes it into my mind as something memorable. Demon Slayer wasn't something I just watched, it was something I experienced. And that sort of thing is usually what sticks with me, even long after I finish the show. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying these shows with deeper themes and complex stories aren't good. Hell, I don't even think Demon Slayer is better than these shows. What I am saying is that not every anime has to be an Attack on Titan or a Vinland Saga. Not every story has to be some morally ambiguous, deep and compelling masterclass in writing that makes you question the way you look at the world and leaves a deep impact on you. What I am saying is that some shows are worth watching just for the sake of having fun. Crazy idea, right? Like it or not, Demon Slayer has brought people together to watch one thing in a way very few anime are ever able to accomplish. People like being part of something that's happening. There's just something special about watching something really good just after it comes out. Not something that's already over, but something that's happening right now. And Demon Slayer, for me and a lot of other people, is exactly just that. Just that overall hype around the show is what I think appeals to a lot of people, including me. It's fun to watch the latest episode and go on Twitter to see everyone talking about it. It's rare to see an anime leave a circle like this and overflow into the mainstream, and I'm all for it whenever it happens. But hey, it's not all bad. As I was doing my research for this video, I actually found a lot of people aren't just hating Demon Slayer for the sake of hating it, like this guy. Don't really care if it doesn't have the best plot nor the best characters. I will always love the shit out of this animation and just how absolutely fun it is to watch. Okay, so maybe some of the points I was making earlier are a bit exaggerated, but then again, I'm just an idiot on the internet and you shouldn't take anything I say too seriously. I hope this video didn't sound too rambly, it was just kind of me throwing up my thoughts on the paper and reading it. Anyways, that's it. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, or if you think I'm stupid and I'm talking out of my ass, let me know in the comments. And you should watch this video if you want to see an anime that isn't carried by its animation. Please?